great thing about Workato is that it kind of gives you that MuleSoft level of scalability, but with a user interface like Zapier or IFTT, yet have a significant level of control and enterprise capabilities of access control management and other things in there. So it's kind of best of both worlds. I myself, I'm a software engineer by trade, and that's where I've graduated. And there's a saying that you don't choose your passion chooses you. I somewhat feel like, hey, the universe had chosen me to simplify shift work. Our mission is to simplify shift work. 2/3 of the working population in this world are hourly paid employees, and I think, if anything, the COVID-19 or the pandemic actually highlighted how important role they play in the society.
Sure. So Scott Westbrook, I'm the VP for Data and Technology. I actually look after 3 departments at Deputy, business systems, as well as corporate engineering. And more recently, I took over the data analytics teams. There are about 2.7 billion hourly paid workers today in the world. And we're actually solving a problem that's common for all of them regarding, time consuming and complex tasks such as tracking their time and attendance, clocking in and out, and also making team communication simple. The reason for choosing an integration platform like Workato was because we identified quite quickly that we've got discrepancies in data between our operational systems. So we use Salesforce today, we use Intercom, we use Zora, and we've got a number of other applications. And there was a lot of mismatching in the data. Data currency is also an issue. So things might happen in the Deputy product, and that may not be reflected for up to 48 hours in the actual operational system. We also have identified there's a lot of legacy tech debt that we've accumulated over the years. We're a fast growing SaaS company. So sometimes when you're growing quickly, you don't really have an appreciation for building for longevity. You're just building for the now. And we are also getting a lot of requests from new people that have come into the organization to be able to replicate data between systems. So for example, we might get asked by the people and culture team that we actually want employee data to be synced between our HR platform, Bamboo HR, and into NetSuite. And then we've got other requests to do things like, can we get employee data from NetSuite into Expensify for employees to be able to do expenses? And without a platform like Workato, we would have had to have had engineering resources to be able to build that for us. When we went on the journey of looking at different integration platforms, we actually looked at a number of different vendors, all the way from the large end of town with the likes of MuleSoft and Boomi, down to the more recent integration partners like yourselves, like Workato, as well as Trade.io. We quickly, once we started off the process, we identified that Boomi and MuleSoft were too engineering heavy for us and had a lot of capability that we didn't necessarily need for us as an organization right now. And we did a bit of a bake-off between Trey and Workato, and eventually decided on Workato. Anybody that has a bit of an understanding of how logic works could go and actually build their own recipe. The drag and drop operation for us is a big thing because it means that we can give it to business users. In addition, it gives us the visibility and traceability of the processes through the recipes, which we don't have today. We wanted to have less reliance on the engineering team and more ownership within the business systems team to the operational data. So that we could receive the data from the product and then federate it as we see fit. the testament of Workado is actually people don't see it, but what actually they get is accurate data, timely data, and data that they can trust. Because in the past, we've not been able to trust the data, and it's taken time to be able to get there. If they can ask for a new piece of data to be fed from one system to another, and we can do that and have that done for them within 2 or 3 days, that makes a very happy customer from our perspective. You know, in the past, they would have probably expected that to take at least a couple of weeks, if not a month. We had pretty high expectations, but to be honest, it's probably beaten them in terms of ease of use, how quickly it is to build, and also how easy it is for us to maintain. So, for example, we rolled out the SF-CROM replacement, and since then we've had 3 different changes apply, and they take days to apply the changes. Whereas in the past, that would require an engineering resource to do. And then all of the corresponding testing that you need to do on top of it just adds weeks to the process. Because every time you open up the code, you have the risk of breaking something else.
It opens up a lot of possibilities. As I said originally, the company that iterates the fastest is the one that wins. It definitely allows a lot of iteration, and it kind of opens that up for many people in the company to go and do that. Through proper automation, through Workbot, through use of Slack and Workado, I think you can get things done in seconds that would have taken 15 to 30 minutes. Whatever coding you do today is a technical debt for tomorrow. So if you're going to go and just build stuff, if you're going to choose an automation tool where you have to go and write code to make things happen, it's like, you know, borrowing money on credit card or taking personal loan with a very high interest rate to get things done. That's not the right way of doing things. Okay, the right way of doing things is using proper framework, no-code tools, where APIs and other things are managed or abstracted away from you by that provider, so you're able to achieve the business objective without incurring technical debt.